when it comes to food and product photography, we all know how important the backdrop is. We don't want it to be too busy. We don't want it to be too distracting. We want it to complement the particular thing that we're photographing. However, having a variety of backdrops can be challenging because which ones do you pick? Where do you store them? Which ones are worth the investment and which ones just blatantly aren't? And how can you use them to the best of your ability? Well, today that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my favorite backdrop. I have a small selection in at home now, and these are the ones that I absolutely adore. And we're going to go through why I adore them. Before we get too far, if you are looking for a new backdrop and you're sitting there thinking, right, I need something new, I want you to think about this checklist, okay? Because this is the really, really important thing. And it all comes down to what you're going to photograph. Obviously, you need to think about size. If it's not big enough, you got a problem. If it's too big, where are you going to put it? So size matters. The material, because different materials do particularly well with different types of photography. It's something we discuss a lot in Perfect Products to make sure that we're using the best thing for the thing that we want to photograph. Texture, easy to clean, really, really important for those food photography people, how you're going to store it, and of course, finally, the good old-fashioned price. It's got to fit your budget. Nobody wants to spend $300 on a backdrop that you can't fit in your house, you don't know where you're going to store it, it's a pain to get in and out, it takes far too long, and you're just not going to use it. You're just not. If it's too difficult, you're not going to use it. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the different types of backgrounds that you can use out there. There's wood, fabric, vinyl, paper, and obviously nature. If you go in lifestyle, then just use the background that's obviously there. That's fine. But if you're going to use something and you want to get into the small intricacies of food and product photography, then you're going to want to be able to use the right backgrounds, okay? And this is where things like the psychology of colour, your texture, your compositions, these all play a role. My personal favourite when it comes to paper is Manaphoto do a paper roll that you literally just pull down. Now, the advantages of using a roll down one is you can put them on a box standard blind and you can leave them where it's most convenient for you, and you can literally pull them down. You want multiple colours, have multiple rollers, okay? You can fit them in from IKEA, they're absolutely amazing. You don't need to stress about it. Pull down your blind, done. Pull down your paper roll, done. It's as simple as that. The downside to using this type of paper is it's smudged, you can't clean it, it rips, it creases, and you will go through it quicker than you think. The advantages of this particular one is it's always consistent, the lighting works really well on it, it's obviously lightweight, and it's much easier for if you're going to do like a full fashion shot or outfit shot. These are absolutely fantastic. However, they're huge, like huge, okay? And it's not always practical. Alternatively, the other thing you can use is vinyl sheets. Now, these are my absolute favourite. I do use a British company. However, there are multiple companies out there. What I will check is check their understanding of the word vinyl, because I've looked and ordered so many different vinyls now, and vinyl seems to come in very different interpretations. Black Velvet styling uses basically a paper sheet, and they apply a vinyl coating on it, allowing it to be both waterproof and wipeable, which is absolutely fantastic if you want to do slightly more adventurous and creative product shots, or you're more like me and like to do a messy food shot. Now, what I will say to you is that these sheets are particularly great because it's a 4:3 ratio, which is absolutely fantastic to work with. They're an A1 size, so they literally slot beautifully, and they're incredibly reasonable price. Now, they are available to people in the States, however, obviously you do have to pay shipping for them, which puts them in a slightly more expensive, obviously, for British people. However, what I would say is they are worth the money, okay? I've had things shipped over from America and they have not compared to the quality of these backdrops, okay? They come in a multitude of different styles and colours and textures, and they are just phenomenal to work with, if I'm honest. They're low glare, easy to wipe down. At 30 quid, they're an absolute bargain. if I'm brutally honest. The downside is if they crease, you got a problem. So they are not something you can fold and unfold without obviously seeing the crease. However, I do have a quick storage hack which allows you to literally, if you like these sheets or papers that aren't on a roll, then I highly recommend that you use this little hack, because it has been an absolute lifesaver for me, because I have too many of them now. And I have to store them in a way that won't impede the house. Don't overthink this, because there are so many different things that you can do with the different textures and the different feels of these things. You don't necessarily have to have real wood in order to get the texture you want in the photos that you want. These sheets are absolutely fantastic to work with. I've used them in a multitude of different ways, and I truly adore having a collection of them. What I will say to you is, take your time to figure out your basics. If you're new to this and you don't have any backdrops whatsoever, get yourself the simple ones. Get yourself your essentials. So get yourself a dark one, get yourself a wood, get yourself a light one, and get yourself a colour that fits your style, okay? Because you can then swap and change them. You can use them as bases. You can use them as backwards. You can think about which way you shoot. You might want more than one. They easily clip to a piece of MDF. Well, I do recommend them. I recommend them to all the students in the academy, and they are beautiful. Check out the reviews. If you have any questions about these, then I will more than happily answer those in the comments below. Now, before you go, I will mention that if you don't have any, then Black Velvet do a monthly subscription whereby they'll send you out 2 a month. And you obviously save a little bit of money on it because you don't get to pick them. These have been lovely. These have been really, really nice, and encourages you to kind of think outside the box and experiment with different styles. So if you're just new to this and you want to have a play, the monthly subscription is absolutely great. And who doesn't like happy post? Because let's face it, nobody wants another bill. So make sure you check that out too. If you want to know my storage hack on how I store my Watsits, then you need to watch the next video, because I'm going to show you exactly how I store them. It's 10 seconds long. You've got no excuse not to watch it, and it will help you out a ton. See you next week.